Okay, you guys, this whole TikTok situation with Hailey Bieber is seriously getting wild. So here's the vibe. There's this trend blowing up where people are basically clowning themselves for acting like low-key stalkers in relationships, but they're using Hailey Bieber clips to do it. It's kind of like a joke, but also not. Like people are poking fun at the idea that they planned out how to bump into their crush, and then bam, they throw in a video of Hailey giggling or giving a look. And it's supposed to be all, haha, same energy. But wait, it gets juicier. Francesca from Too Hot to Handle jumped in and dropped a total plot twist. She's saying this whole trend, not even real. Like, it didn't just happen because people were being funny. It's manufactured. She claims that some creators are literally being paid to post these videos. Yep, you heard that right. Paid to mock Hailey. And that's where people started raising eyebrows. Like, hold up, someone is spending money to push a trend that's making Hailey look like a total creep? That's what Francesca's saying. Apparently, she even got offered cash to join in. They wanted her to use a specific sound and make one of those Hailey as a stalker style vids. But she said no, because she thought it was super harsh, especially with Hailey just having a baby and all. The original idea behind the trend came from this viral TikTok series, 7 parts long, mind you, where the creator basically lays out this stalker to wife pipeline theory. The whole thing suggested that Hailey was obsessed with Justin way before they got together. Like, she supposedly kept showing up at the same places he'd be. Hotels, events, parties, whatever. People started connecting dots, saying she strategically placed herself in his orbit until, boom, marriage, baby, the whole fairy tale, but with a side of internet suspicion. Now TikTokers are turning it into a meme. There's this one format that keeps popping up. When my boyfriend thinks we met by chance, and then it cuts to Hailey, smiling all sly, basically saying, nah, I planned this. But when Francesca said this whole trend might be fueled by money behind the scenes, people are calling themselves Hailey Beiber on TikTok right now, joking about how they stalked their man into a relationship. It's become this meme where someone says, he thinks we met by accident, then cuts to a clip of Hailey looking smug, like, yeah, I made this happen. But Francesca from Too Hot to Handle is saying this whole thing might not be as innocent as it seems. She said she was actually offered money to do that exact trend. And not just as a joke. She claims someone was literally trying to pay creators to post videos making fun of Hailey using that sound and format. Now, Francesca's done sponsored trends before, like using a certain song or jumping on a viral moment. That's normal. Brands, artists, even the person who started a trend will sometimes pay creators to help it spread. But this one? She said it felt wrong. Even though the trend looks funny and lighthearted, she felt like it was just taking jabs at Hailey, especially with everything going on, like her being a new mom and dealing with postpartum. Francesca turned it down. She said the money was good, but it didn't sit right with her. And she's not saying the whole internet is being paid to roast Hailey, but she is saying that somebody out there wanted her to join in and make it worse. Of course, people online started questioning it. Like, if this is real, where's the campaign? Because there isn't a public TikTok challenge or ad tied to it, but not all campaigns are out in the open. A lot of paid content gets arranged through agencies and emails behind the scenes, so it's totally possible she got one of those offers. Maybe the person running the campaign didn't mean for it to be shady. Maybe they just saw a viral trend and pitched it without really reading the room. It's happened before. Disney once tried to hop on a popular meme and completely missed the point, and they got dragged for it. Okay, so here's something that kind of flew under the radar, but totally adds to the mess. You know that "they were roommates" meme? It actually started as a way to joke about how TV shows and history books used to downplay same-sex relationships by calling them just friends or roommates. Like Bert and Ernie? Yeah, classic example. The meme is basically the internet's way of saying, we see what's really going on here. But someone over at the Disney TV TikTok account? Oh, they completely missed the point. They used the meme on actual siblings. Like, they posted the Gravity Falls twins and captioned it like it was a fun meme moment. Except no, that's not what the meme means. And the internet was like, yikes, you really didn't get the assignment. This brings us back to Francesca. So now people are wondering if maybe the company that reached out to her about the Hailey Bieber trend also misunderstood the whole vibe. Like, maybe they just saw a cool-looking transition, thought it was a fun way to use a trending audio, and had no clue it was tied to calling Hailey a stalker. Or maybe someone did know and is just being super shady, trying to push this whole she was obsessed with Justin narrative on purpose. And just to make things more chaotic, there's no one specific sound tied to the trend. People are using all kinds of songs, so we can't even say, oh, this is clearly a campaign for this artist. It's all kind of scattered. Now, because it's Hailey, the internet is doing what it always does, dragging Selena Gomez into it. Some folks are out here fully convinced that someone in Selena's camp, or maybe even a super intense fan, is behind the trend and paying people to throw shade. I mean, wild theory, but this is the internet. Anyway, Francesca ended up addressing everything again after her original Snapchat story got screen recorded and posted to TikTok. She said she doesn't usually like it when people repost her snaps, mostly because they always end up on the wrong side of TikTok and people get mean for no reason. But this time, she was glad. She felt like what she said needed to be heard. In her words, it's not just about a silly trend, it's about how people don't understand media anymore. Like, she said, we've all kind of lost the ability to think critically about stuff we see online. People are quick to jump on hate trains, believe anything they see, and spread it without even pausing to ask, wait, is this fair? Is this even true? And she knows speaking out might bring more hate her way, especially from certain fan groups that are known to go hard. She even joked that she gets hated on just for existing at this point, like, y'all are analyzing me singing Baby Shark 24/7 to my twins like it's a crime. Still, she reminded herself why she keeps posting. It's not for the drama. It's for the 99% of people who send her kind, thoughtful messages every day. People who tell her that her videos make them smile, that she's helped them feel seen, especially new moms going through the same postpartum struggles. And yeah, she admitted she's been posting less lately because the negativity's been getting to her, but she's trying to remember her why. And honestly, the more I sit with this Hailey situation, the sadder it feels. Like, put yourself in her shoes for a second. You've just had a baby, your body and mind are still recovering, you're probably running on zero sleep, and you're trying to adjust to this new life. And meanwhile, the internet is turning your name into a meme. Not just any meme either, but one that paints you as this obsessive weirdo who somehow schemed her way into marriage with Justin. It's exhausting just thinking about it. What gets me the most is how casually people are piling on like it's all just fun and jokes. But at the end of the day, she's a real person going through a major life transition, and some of these comments, they're brutal. They're not just laughing at the trend. They're going in hard, attacking her character, her marriage, her motherhood, like it's nothing. And let's talk about the trolls for a second, because honestly, you have to be deeply unhappy to go out of your way to try and ruin someone else's day, especially someone who just had a baby. That's not tea. That's just cruelty. I actually feel a bit of sympathy for them too, because if you're spending your time hating on someone you don't know, especially someone who isn't even fighting back or responding, that says more about your own life than hers. Now, when it comes to Francesca, I fully believe her. She didn't gain anything by speaking up. If anything, she opened herself up to more criticism, especially from fans who are already looking for something to pick apart. And she didn't come out saying someone was 100% running a hate campaign. She just said she was offered money to do the trend, and it felt wrong. But that's what makes it interesting. Like, what exactly was in that email she got? Did the campaign straight up say, we're pushing this Hailey meme? Or was it worded more sneakily, like, here's a viral trend, hop on it using this song? And if that's the case, did the person sending the email even realize what they were asking for? Or, and this is where it gets juicy, did they know? What if someone out there actually is trying to quietly keep this narrative going, like using influencer money to make the joke last longer, spread wider, and hit harder without making it obvious? That's a level of calculated mess I didn't think we'd be talking about in 2025. And the weirdest part? There's no one specific sound or song tied to the trend. People are just using random audios, which makes it even harder to trace. So if someone is behind it, they're doing a pretty good job keeping it messy and untraceable. Which brings us to the Selena part, because of course, people are dragging her into this. There are fans out here fully convinced that this is some kind of silent war, and someone in Selena's circle, or just a really intense fan, is pulling strings behind the scenes to keep Hailey looking bad. Is that true? Who knows? But the fact that it even feels possible tells you just how out of control online narratives have become. And it honestly makes you wonder, how many of these viral trends that we think are just funny internet moments are actually being quietly paid for behind the scenes? How many times have we laughed, liked, or reposted something without realizing it was part of someone's strategy? Francesca's little rant wasn't just about Hailey. It was a reminder that we're all swimming in content, but most people don't even realize how much of it is planned, pitched, and paid for. We think we're just scrolling for fun, but half the time we're being nudged into hating someone, hyping someone, or joining a trend that didn't even start organically. So now I'm sitting here wondering, is this just one big misunderstanding from a clueless campaign team? Or is someone actually out here trying to quietly sabotage Hailey Bieber's image? Is Francesca the only one who got that email? Or are there more influencers who took the money and ran with it? And how many funny TikTok trends are really just sneaky PR moves in disguise? I need to know what you think. Do you believe this was all just harmless internet chaos? Or is there something deeper going on here? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm seriously curious. Let's talk. Yes, let's talk.